A 16-year-old with zero hacking experience just breached a corporate network. How? He typed a sentence into an AI chatbot. That's it. No code, no courses, no dark web tutorials, just plain English. And the AI did the rest. This is not a hypothetical. Tools like WormGPT, FraudGPT, and jailbroken versions of mainstream LLMs are actively being used right now to generate phishing emails, write malware, and scan for vulnerabilities. The barrier to entry for cybercrime just collapsed, and most organizations have no idea how bad it's gotten. Today, we're going to show you exactly how these tools work, what real attacks look like, and what you can actually do to defend against them. Let's start with what we're actually dealing with, WormGPT launched in July 2023. It's a large language model fine-tuned specifically on malware data, hacking forums, and exploit databases. It has no safety filters, none. You ask it to write a keylogger, it writes a keylogger. You ask it to craft a CEO fraud email, it crafts one that will fool a CFO. Then came FraudGPT, Darkbird, and dozens of others sold on Telegram channels for as little as $60 a month. But here's what really changed the game: jailbreaking mainstream models. Researchers at Carnegie Mellon published a paper in 2023 showing that GPT-4, Claude, and Gemini could all be jailbroken using adversarial suffixes, simple text strings that bypass safety alignment. Suddenly, every threat actor had access to frontier-level AI, and the attacks got smarter overnight. Now, these aren't just writing tools. Modern AI attack platforms do reconnaissance, identify vulnerabilities, write exploits, and even adapt in real time based on the target's defenses. Phishing is where AI has the most immediate and devastating impact. Let's be blunt. Traditional phishing was easy to spot. Bad grammar, weird sender addresses, generic greetings. Your spam filter caught most of it. AI-generated phishing is different. It's personalized, grammatically perfect, contextually aware, and it knows things about you. Here's how it works. The attacker feeds the AI your company name, maybe a LinkedIn profile, and a job posting. The AI does the rest. It identifies the CEO's name, the CFO's email pattern, and the tools your company uses based on job listings. Then it writes a spear phishing email that references a real internal project, uses your actual email naming convention, and creates urgency around a wire transfer or credential reset. IBM's X-Force 2024 Threat Intelligence Index found that AI-generated phishing emails have a click-through rate 65% higher than human-written ones, 65%. And they bypass most email security gateways because they contain no malicious links or attachments in the initial message. The payload comes later, after trust is established. Now let's talk about malware. And this is where it gets technically scary. Traditional malware has signatures. Antivirus vendors collect samples, extract hashes and byte patterns, and push signature updates. It's a cat and mouse game, but defenders were mostly keeping up. AI breaks that model. Here's why. AI can generate polymorphic malware, code that functionally does the same thing, but looks completely different every single time it's compiled. No two samples share the same hash. Signature-based detection becomes useless overnight. Look at what WormGPT produces when prompted with nothing more than, "Write me a Python reverse shell that evades Windows Defender, The AI doesn't just write the shell. It wraps it in obfuscation layers, encodes strings to avoid static analysis, and adds decoy functions to confuse sandbox analysis. Palo Alto Unit 42 researchers confirmed in 2024 that AI-generated malware samples evaded leading EDR solutions in controlled tests at a rate of 42%. Nearly 1 in 2 samples getting through. That's not a gap. That's a highway. So, what do you actually do about this? Because here's the thing. You cannot out-signature an AI that generates infinite variants. That approach is dead. The answer is behavior-based detection, zero-trust architecture, and using AI on your side. First, behavior-based detection. Instead of matching file hashes, you watch what code does. Does it open a socket? Does it read credential stores? Does it spawn child processes? Behavioral EDR tools like CrowdStrike Falcon and Microsoft Defender for Endpoint with behavioral analytics can catch AI-generated malware even when signature matching fails. Second, zero trust. Assume every user, device, and service is compromised until proven otherwise. Implement least privilege access. Use phishing-resistant MFA, specifically FIDO2 hardware keys. Even if an AI phishing attack harvests a password, it cannot use that password without the physical key. Third, AI versus AI. Tools like Abnormal Security and Darktrace use large language models to analyze email behavior baselines. They look for anomalous communication patterns. Did the CFO suddenly start emailing the wire transfer team at 11 p.m.? That's a flag. And finally, run AI-generated phishing simulations against your own employees. Real spearfish, real targets. That's the only way to build muscle memory against these attacks. Let's look at real incidents where AI-assisted attacks caused serious damage. First, the MGM Resorts breach of September 2023. Attackers used social engineering so polished it looked AI-assisted. A single 10-minute phone call to the IT help desk. The caller provided correct personal details, likely scraped and synthesized by AI tools, and convinced the desk to reset MFA. Total damage, $100 million in losses, 10 days of casino downtime, and data on 37 million customers exposed. Second, the February 2024 deepfake CFO attack in Hong Kong. A finance worker at a multinational firm was invited to a video call with who appeared to be the company's CFO and several executives. All fake. All AI-generated deepfakes in real time. The worker transferred $25 million before anyone realized the deepfakes were good enough to fool a trained financial professional on a live video call. Sound like science fiction? It happened, and the tools to replicate it cost less than $200 a month. Third, and most technically significant, in April 2024, researchers at MIT and Georgia Tech demonstrated an AI agent called WormGPT that could autonomously identify and exploit vulnerabilities in CTF-style systems with a success rate of 53% without any human guidance mid-task. It was already outperforming the average junior penetration tester. That was a research project. Imagine what a well-funded threat actor is running right now. No, this is not a future threat. It's the present. Here's the bottom line. AI didn't just lower the barrier to hacking, it destroyed it. The skills that used to take years to develop can now be replaced by a $60 monthly subscription and a good prompt. But defenders have the same tools. Behavior-based detection, FIDO2 authentication, AI-driven email analysis, and zero-trust architecture are not optional anymore. They are the floor, not the ceiling. The floor. If you're a security engineer or IT leader watching this, start with one thing. Replace SMS-based MFA with hardware keys for your privileged accounts this week. That single change blocks the most common AI-assisted phishing attack chain cold. If this gave you something to think about, subscribe and hit the bell.